COFFEEZILLA is not a criminal. Called him, I apologized. My initial response to his series was that of fire and ego. I am personally committing 1,000 ETH to this, which is about $1.3 million. And then step 3, obviously finish and deliver the game as outlined in the white paper.
It's great that victims are going to get something back. Logan seems to acknowledge his continuous lapse in judgment. He's not suing me, which is also cool.
Yeah, this clip aged like milk, so I think everyone knows about this by now. And I'm talking about none other than Logan Paul's Cryptozoo scam. It's one of the most biggest scams of last year. And later, we have Mr. LegalEagle interviewing one of COFFEEZILLA'S lawyer on giving us some updates on what's happening as of now. And now things have gone completely 180 degrees since last year, from Logan Paul issuing a $1 million refund program.
But the fact is that suing COFFEEZILLA is not going to help Cryptozoo holders. I am personally committing 1,000 ETH to this, which is about $1.3 million.
To a defamation lawsuit, and I think this clip from Mr. COFFEEZILLA'S video made a little more sense now.
He actually apologized in another response.
It's like a little gnat. It's like a little annoying gnat. It bothers me. The defamation lawsuit, that is happening because this is wrong. This is wrong.
Hold on.
Yeah, you heard that right, and that's exactly what's happening right now. Our big man Logan went nuclear and started suing Mr. COFFEEZILLA for defamation. And stupid is our word for the day. Because when I first heard about this story, I was like, no way. I couldn't believe it because I couldn't believe that Logan Paul's team is that mega stupid. I couldn't believe that they're still pursuing defamation in front of overwhelming evidence. I mean, it's a year worth of investigation and evidence, and somehow, and some way, a thought of a defamation lawsuit zapped into our big man Logan's shiny brain. And I do have to give credit to Logan Paul because at the very least, he did not copyright strike Mr. COFFEEZILLA over his hurt feelings. Though he did sue him, but it could have been worse, right? Copyright strike, then a lawsuit? Well, that's challenging the devil for his title right there. So for those of you who don't know or forgot what a massive pile of dogshit Cryptozoo is, time for a brief rundown. So a year ago, Mr. COFFEEZILLA made a 3-part series investigating Logan Paul's Cryptozoo project that was abandoned and their investors were left to rot.
I am so excited about this project. It's so fun. It's a really fun game that makes you money.
A fun game that earns you money. How much did you guys make from Cryptozoo?
I lost around $50,000 in Cryptozoo.
I lost $40,000.
I lost around $15,000 US.
I lost $25,000.
$120,000. $500,000 Australian, which is $500,000 in Cryptozoo.
Shut up! No, you haven't!
Yeah, 500K.
That's a lot of damage.
Now I'll let Mr. COFFEEZILLA explain to you briefly on how Cryptozoo works.
You started by buying this crypto token called Zoo, which is their in-game currency, and you use Zoo coins to then buy egg NFTs, which you can then hatch to become animals. And the more rare the NFT, the higher the daily yield of Zoo tokens that animal earns you every day. You can then burn your animal NFTs to release the Zoo they earned back to you, and from there you can invest it into eggs or just cash out.
And basically, Cryptozoo is a play-to-earn type of project like Axie Infinity that went big here in the Philippines, but that's a different pile of shit that I'm not gonna talk about today. So here's what Logan Paul is doing different to make his game different and more alluring.
It's quick to make a digital asset with, unique, randomly generated characteristics. We handmade art for the past 6 months, bro. Approval, very specific notes, 10 different artists making art for our project.
So if you want to know the full details, I highly encourage you to watch Mr. COFFEEZILLA'S 3-part series about Logan Paul's Cryptozoo, and I'll link it down below. So yeah, and after that, the bullet points were, Logan hired a guy named Eddie Ibanez who is very much like Boogie2988, a pathological liar, and he's also a con man.
Who has turned out to be a professional con man that I have since learned fooled billionaires, the Mormon Church, the owner of the New York Yankees, and now me.
Then employee salaries got delayed and game codes got held hostage for $1 million.
Coffee, you interviewed the developer who stole the game code, fled to Switzerland, and held it hostage for $1 million. Well, his name is Zach Kelling.
Then Jake the Crypto King, the Pokemon guru, got into the mix as Logan Paul's crypto consultant who is known for his Pokemon card scams.
Crypto King Jake stole $6 million. True or not, we had already removed him from the team when we realized he was a bad actor and his motives were purely financial.
Then when all goes to shit, then Jake the Crypto King made off with $6 million and Eddie with $1.7 million, while Jeff and Logan didn't sell. But the key takeaway from this is that all of them are evil, but it just so happens that Logan Paul's name is the one plastered in front of it, and it's his project, plus it's his influence that pumped the numbers up, so that makes him mostly responsible for all of this dumpster fire. So then Logan Paul made two types of response. One is a lawsuit threat, and two is a refund program. I wonder what route he went. So here we are now, almost a month since the news came out about Logan Paul suing COFFEEZILLA. And this next part is from Mr. LegalEagle's video. So I thank you, Mr. LegalEagle, for this banger interview with COFFEEZILLA's lawyer. And I'll link his video down below.
COFFEEZILLA is actually represented by some very good attorneys. COFFEEZILLA has retained Mark Bankston and Bill Ogden over at Farrer & Ball. They have been spearheading much of the defamation litigation against Alex Jones and are responsible for the approximately $50 million verdict for the Texas plaintiffs against Jones. And Bankston in particular is responsible for what might be the cross-examination of the decade when he created the Perry Mason moment when he crossed Alex Jones on the stand and caught him in a lie after Jones's attorney accidentally sent Bankston the contents of Jones's phone. It was an epic and textbook cross-examination skewering. So COFFEEZILLA is in pretty good hands.
So when I first heard this, I immediately began digging on who they were. And they're no joke. I mean, you can kinda tell that from Mr. LegalEagle's statement. And I mean, he hyped them up superbly like a WWE superstar's entrance making their way into the ring. So like what Mr. LegalEagle said, that Mr. COFFEEZILLA is in pretty good hands.
I reached out to COFFEEZILLA's lawyers and got Mark Bankston on the phone. Mark, thanks for being here. You are actually representing COFFEEZILLA, is that correct?
No, that's correct. My partner Bill Ogden and I have agreed to represent COFFEEZILLA in this very exciting suit.
You know,
Sorry to interrupt. I just love how he said exciting suit. Like they're having a good time, because I think he knows that they got this one on the bag. I mean, who wouldn't be excited for a case that you're almost certain to win? Well, probably not Logan Paul.
Quick perusal of your resume seems to indicate that you guys know your way around defamation.
Yeah, most folks are probably aware of my defamation practice through the lawsuits that I brought against Alex Jones and InfoWars on behalf of several Sandy Hook parents. This situation is used on a different foot. This will actually be the first time that we are defending someone from a defamation suit, but it is something we very strongly believe in this particular case.
It really concerns me on how the Low Gang operates. I think they're operating at a maximum of 1 brain cell per person, with Logan having none because he allowed this to happen. Like now, I wish he'd won the Mr. Beast challenge of $1 million, so he could have essentially got Mr. Beast to refund his scammed investors. I mean, that could have been a possibility, right?
What has happened so far?
Right now, very little has happened. There hasn't been an answer in the suit or anything like that. You would usually, in most states at this point, face an anti-slap motion. That type of motion is not available in federal court in the Fifth Circuit in Texas. In this case, the federal court venue was chosen, and there seems to be no obvious reason for that except to avoid the anti-slap motion. Ironically, this is a very, very vicious attack on COFFEEZILLA's reputation that really he has no way to vindicate except going in the court and winning on this suit.
I actually wondered how Logan Paul is gonna battle a wall of evidence presented by Mr. COFFEEZILLA. Well, I think he'll go for this angle.
If someone scams a person or an organization, they deceive them in order to get something valuable for them, especially money. That is the definition of scam. So my first question, and this question was answered in his series, it was a 5-second blip that was a part of a probably hour-long of documentary, filmmaking, was how much money did you make off the sale of the coin?
Oh, no. Just because Logan didn't make the money doesn't mean it wasn't a scam. You know who did make money and 7.7 million's worth? 2 of the other criminals he hired to run it with him, Mike.
Yeah, I think he's gonna bank on the fact that he made no money, so therefore, that's not a scam, which is a load of baloney, and would have been very hard to prove that in court. And that connects to what Mr. Mark Bankston's gonna say next.
I mean, look, you can look at this suit, and it has all of the hallmarks of a classic slap suit. There's not a single person on this planet who can look at the situation and say, that CoffeeZilla knew and intended to tell lies about Logan Paul. You know, I think I knew it before he became my client. I think I know it way more now. If there's something that man cares about, it's the truth. He is devoted to that principle, like very few journalists that I see today. This case really presents a David and Goliath type problem. You look at somebody like CoffeeZilla, yes, he has a lot of YouTube subscribers. I mean, I'm sure he makes money. You know, I'm sure he does fine. He's not anywhere near the capacity of his opponent. I mean, his opponent has an unlimited war chest to come at him.
Now, the next part, I didn't know that Logan Paul is constantly getting lawsuits from his scammed investors.
This is not the only suit that Logan Paul is in related to the crypto scheme. He's currently facing other lawsuits related to the nature of that, and it seemed to me that a lot of those allegations are going to be deleterious for the litigation that he's in outside of this particular case.
So you're getting bombarded with lawsuits from your scam, and you still filed another one to Mr. CoffeeZilla that I think they knew that they have a small chance of winning? Yeah, I think they didn't plan this thoroughly.
And could essentially use this suit to drive him off the internet. We're not going to let that happen. I mean, look, you can't look at that complaint and not think judgment on the pleadings. I mean, that's just what you think the moment you see it. Are the statements being made even something that can be verified as true or false? What does it mean to call something a scam? The word scam can be interpreted a lot of different ways. And it does not mean one thing to all people. Businesses and bad deals are described as scams constantly.
And I think what Mr. Bankston said was right, that they only made this lawsuit just to try and bleed out Mr. CoffeeZilla and eventually silence him. A slap suit, as he said. Now, instead of burning money for this lawsuit, why not use that money to, you know, fund the $1 million refund program that you promised? I mean, I guess that a lawsuit is cheaper to file than issuing refunds, huh? Ugh, what a mess. So I hope Mr. CoffeeZilla wins this case, because that, I think, is the good ending on this story. And if Logan Paul wins, well, it doesn't change the fact that he is mostly responsible for that septic tank explosion. And the smartest choice for them now is to dismiss the lawsuit. So yeah, that's all there is to it. Thanks for watching. Bye.